wasted steps. You know, guys, on my last podcast episode, I was talking about lessons learned. And part of the lessons learned, it's really, I believe that learning is a 2 point phase, you know, and that would be learning and making mistakes. But the thing is, if you learn from your mistakes, then you are, that's that whole lessons learned thing that I was talking about. But wasted steps, what I mean by that is I'm implying that if you don't learn your lesson or how many times it takes to learn a lesson or something like that, or even if you just want to be blatantly dumb and not learn from your mistake or you're stubborn or whatever it is it might be. I talk about efficiency all the time and giving full credit to jujitsu. Jujitsu really opens up my mind and my point of view for a lot of different things. But for example, the more that you train jujitsu at the lowest level, you're not efficient. You're using all types of energy. But the higher you go, the more efficient you are. The less you're working, and the more effective you are. No different as in comedy, as in life. If you really try to say something, it's funny, and you really work on the delivery, but it's not funny, it's not going to work. But if I don't try to say something in a funny way, and the words are so powerful, it works on its own. So that kind of speaks, in my opinion, to the magnitude of efficiency. And ultimately, I think that whether it's golf, again, using your energy efficiently, whether it's golf or boxing or judo or comedy or jujitsu, fill in the blank, whatever it is, right? Efficiency is key. But it really does come in 2 steps. It comes from learning something, and then if you do make mistakes, right, learning from those lessons and not repeating them. Repeating your mistakes is the biggest waste of everything that you could possibly do, okay? Because instead of instilling a good memory of you doing the right thing, you're instilling another bad one. That's why it's so important to break bad habits, because you're training your body to learn and accept it, which is never acceptable, right? I have a lot of things personally that I do that's wrong on a daily basis, and that's not good. But I try every single day to remedy that. Okay. And I want to believe that whether it's a character flaw or something like that, I always try to like self examine myself, but I look at it through the lens of jujitsu. And that helps in my comedy. It helps my relationships. It helps in business. It helps negotiations. It helps in absolutely everything. So train jujitsu, guys, for real. Now, regardless of you training jujitsu or not, I feel like there is no more physical test that you could get besides doing that specifically because you are learning how to, and I don't want to talk about jujitsu, but I just have to touch on this real quick. You're learning how to think under a pressure situation. It teaches you to calm down and relax if you are pressured, and how to think clearly when and concisely, and how to make the right choice out of multiple options with all this going on. There's no other sport, in my opinion, that effectively you can do that in a controlled way. Because unlike boxing, you can clinch, you can hold somebody close to you, and you can kind of like buy seconds. You know how in boxing they clinch? That's because they're trying to like buy some seconds to kind of figure out what to do, or maybe to take a breath, or to any number of things, right? But the seconds, the minutes under tension, under pressure, okay, in jujitsu, in my opinion, is unlike anything else. And if you do chess, if you do a sport, if you do anything, regardless of whatever you do, it teaches you how to calm down, to relax, and to think. And not even that, again, make the correct choice. Okay. I could go off on a whole other tangent on jujitsu, but I've already done that. So I'm not going to try not to do it again. Um, but yeah, I was just thinking about something, a personal issue that happened. Nothing like emotional, but just like a small, dumb little thing. And it had to do with going to the grocery store. And I'm big into making lists and stuff, and I didn't make a list, and I wasted physical steps. I had to go back twice for something that if I wrote a list, okay, And I needed to get all of these things. I could have saved minutes, I could have saved hours, and it just put a negative impact on the rest of my day. Um, so again, lessons learned. If you learn a lesson, apply it. Okay? Because otherwise, it's the alternative scenario. You have to learn from your lessons, and if you make mistakes, learn from those mistakes. Otherwise, you're wasting your steps. You're wasting movements, and you're not being efficient. And that's what jiu-jitsu and life, in my opinion, is all about. If you want to be an expert at something, if you want to be a leader, an independent sales guy, great doctor, lawyer, attorney, fill in the blank. You have to be efficient because every moment that you have counts to be better. So don't waste those moments. Kind of intense, kind of laying it on thick right now because I have to get caught up on these podcast episodes, and only the work is going to get it done, right? And now I have to be efficient and get this done, and now I have to roll into the next thing. I'm literally have my checklist in front of me as far as my daily tasks, my daily to-do list goes right now, and it's right in front of me. So without further ado, I'm going to work on my comedy, work on rehearsal and memorization, because as a constant professional, you have to be a master of your craft. And that's what I'm always working on, being better at every single day. So without further ado, I hope everybody has a beautiful rest of your day. I'm excited for everything going in Iran. It's really happy. It looks like the people are going to be liberated. Not even going to get into that, but I'm just really happy for everyone in Iran right now. So y'all have a beautiful day, a beautiful night. I'm Benji Well Done. Be efficient. Don't waste your steps. Be better. I'm out. Peace.